Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kisha. I blog over at kjaggers.blogspot.com. That link, as well as all the others to my social media, are in the description box. Definitely follow along on Facebook and Instagram and, get to know us better. So, I don't know if you guys realize the YouTube schedule I'm trying to stick with, but today is Thursday, and Thursdays I have dedicated towards parenting, baby, anything to do with AJ, any parenting issues I'm having, baby hauls, what else? Reviews, routines. So today we are going to talk about AJ, and right now he is sound asleep in his swing. It's daytime. I'm doing my best to show him the difference between, daytime naps where there's noise, me talking, the TV, the phone ringing, and the difference between nighttime, which is completely dark, quiet, peaceful, calm for sleeping. So recently I shared a few pictures on my Insta story explaining the predicament that I find us in. AJ just does not like his crib yet. He is sleeping in his rock and play for the beginning of the night and usually ending up in our bed. The rock and play is in our room. And sleeping with us from probably 4 or 5 a.m. on through like 7:30, 8 a.m. So when I posted that, I got so much feedback. I posted that I was interested in the Montessori bed, which is just basically a mattress on the floor. I asked how many of you guys in a poll have tried it and how many of you guys have, went with the standard crib. And so many of you left your stories, sent your pictures, and there was a few that actually made fake accounts just to tear me apart for, thinking that I can stick my almost 3-month-old son on a mattress in his own room on the floor. So I thought today that I would talk about what's going on with AJ sleep-wise. I would ask, obviously, you guys for your suggestions, input, thoughts, and tell you what our plan from this point is in terms of him sleeping. So when we brought AJ home, he was a typical newborn baby getting up every few hours. He was sleeping in our room. He was sometimes sleeping on my shoulder. He started sleeping in his rock and play basically from the moment we came home. Actually, the day we came home with the baby, Laura gave us that as a gift. It was such a wonderful tool. It really is. And I'll explain more about the rock and play and what I think of it and all of that. I'm not going to do an in-depth review, but I will tell you my thoughts on it in this video. So I shared it, and I read the hate, I read the good stuff, and I am overwhelmed with your support. That's the first thing. And, I have educated myself. I have read books. I have, researched online. I have really tried to find the best solution to a baby not liking their crib, to co-sleeping, to him being in our bedroom, because it makes that hard. It's hard for us to lay in bed and maybe watch one of our favorite TV shows. Also, for me, AJ is extremely loud sleeper. He grunts, he moans, he groans, he cries, obviously. And Ryan is a really loud sleeper, so I'm stuck in between two noisy people in the bedroom, and it's hard for me to sleep. So we're looking for solutions. That's all we're doing. And I will say, I wrote down a couple of the books that I have been reading, and I got these at my public library. I feel like it's a great tool we can all use. We don't always have to buy the books if we don't, if it's not like a meaningful book to our lives. I think we can read it and return it, because, books can really can overtake a home fast, and I love books. But the No Cry Sleep Solution by Elizabeth Pantley, The Healthy Sleep Habits, Healthy Child by Mark Wesenbarth, if I say that right. The Sleep Easy Solution is another book that I really enjoyed. And we are not fond of the cry it out method in this house. We just don't like it. We don't want AJ to feel like we've abandoned him. We don't want to, disturb the peace of our home with a baby that's just screaming at the top of his lungs. We don't see how that can help him. We obviously, don't want him in any kind of distress. So what we have been doing is obviously, going through our routine, and at bedtime he goes in and he goes into the rock and play in our bedroom. It's quiet, it's dark, and for a while, till recently, really recently, we turned on the rock and play. It's also, he has a sound machine, but the rock and play also has one, so we turn on like the crickets and the frogs and the water, and we, let him fall asleep. We try to put him in the rock and play while he's just a little bit awake, but there's been many times I'm sitting there feeding him and holding him and rocking him that he falls asleep in my arms and ends up asleep in the rock and play when he first goes in it. We just quietly walk him back there and put him to bed. And then he still was waking up a couple times a night for feedings. And usually one time around 1 a.m. and another time around 5:30, 6 a.m. He would take that last bottle around 5:30 or 6. He'd fall asleep somewhere between another 2 hours to 2.5, maybe 3. There's been times he slept till 9:30 when he was really tired. But now he is sleeping longer. He's not waking for as many feedings. But he's still in that rocking play, and he's still getting in our bed. And I really want him to sleep in his own room. And it's just been a process. But AJ has really made his own schedule. And, we have just went along with his needs. But now that he's getting a little bit older and starting, a more consistent routine, we're looking for solutions to get him out of our bedroom. And Laura suggested, and she's my oldest stepdaughter. She is amazing and has 3 babies, all under the age of 7. She, obviously suggested that we wait a little bit longer, but we keep trying to, put him in that crib. And we're definitely doing that. He's still really little, and the crib is a big, scary place. And even though I put him down at a corner to make him feel safer, he just only sleeps for 15-minute intervals in the crib. And we've been doing this for a couple weeks now. He is just not having it. And so when I suggested that I do the Montessori method, well, it's really a suggested. The Montessori method is just really educational wise, but this kind of falls in terms with the Montessori way, is putting a mattress on the floor, putting the toys and even the artwork at the child's level. I'll insert a picture right now where you can see kind of what I'm talking about. The mattress is on the floor, and all of his artwork and all of his shelves and his little desk are all at his level. So the idea is he can still be creative and independent and help put himself to bed, even though with toddlers a lot of times they're going to get up, and sometimes they're going to sleep on the floor, and sometimes they're going to wallow around and not end up on their mattress that night. And us parents are supposed to be able to cope with that, help them out, get them back in their bed, and not stress so much about where they're sleeping, just really how much they're sleeping. So I thought that was a great idea. I really did. I don't think I'm one of the only people. I know many of you in that survey said that you have done this. And one of you sent a little picture of your daughter's bedroom on the floor telling me how great it worked. And I think we will maybe try that if the crib does not work. So in the next 3 months, I plan on continuing to try the crib. I'm not giving up altogether. I'm going to keep trying it because obviously, it keeps them safe. It keeps them in one area. But we're making some changes, such as the rock and play and the swing. We are really trying to put them in those items when they're awake and when they fall asleep in our arms, or they fall asleep in the rock and play or in the swing. We turn it off completely. Think about it. Think about every night being rocked to sleep in the rock and play. It's an amazing tool. It's great for newborns for sure. But as your babies get a little bit older, they are accustomed to being rocked to sleep. So as we think they're helping us, which they are in the beginning, they are hurting our babies in another way because they're making them feel like they have to be rocked in order to fall asleep. So that made complete sense. So now we are turning that feature off as soon as he's asleep or as soon as we put him in it. So I think those things are great for daytime, and I really think they're great for day or night with newborns. But AJ is almost 3 months old, so it's a little more difficult now. And, you know, I'm worried about him growing out of that rock and play in the next, I don't know, 2 months, and really needing a more comfortable area to sleep. And right now his number one choice is mom and dad's bed, and that's great, but he takes up so much room for being such a little guy. Ryan and I are like sardines just jammed in this bed. The baby's taking over like the middle section. His arms are up, sometimes he's sideways. So you guys who have kids know how it is. And we're looking for other alternatives. I would never put my 2-month-old baby on a mattress on the floor and just go to bed. Like, I'm so scared I wouldn't hear him. And we have a small apartment right now, so I've never felt the need to get a baby monitor. But, you know, if he's in another room, then I'm definitely going to need one, especially while I'm sleeping. But another suggestion is putting up a baby gate. Once they are mobile, so they can, you know, let you know that they're up, but they can still play with their toys a little bit, and you know, are confined. But the baby room, the nursery, has to be extremely childproof if you are putting the mattress on the floor. So that's another consideration in it all. I thought about moving the crib into our bedroom. It's a thought. I don't know if I'm going to do it. You can let me know in the comments if it's something that's worked for you. I don't know. Brittany and Jackson didn't have that much trouble sleeping in cribs. Brittany had problems sleeping, period. She would scream for what it seemed like hours because she refused to go to sleep. She was just one of those children that required less sleep than, you know, the norm. And so she was the hardest baby to get to go to bed. Jackson went to bed super easy. AJ doesn't have any problem falling asleep usually. He's doing so much better at this point, and I'll talk more about it in his 3-month update that will be up soon. Within like a week and a half, somewhere, I think like the first week of March. March 1st, I think. He's doing so much better. He's eating less during the day and eating more, you know, before bed to help satisfy him. So that's one of the tips I've learned in one of the books I read, is to cut back a little bit on his daytime feedings and, you know, feed him more in the evening hours so he stays fuller and sleeps longer. So that's nice. Again, trying the crib continuously until he reaches a certain age and we make a decision. We just want him to sleep well. We want to be able to sleep through the night, and we don't want our bed to become his number one spot to sleep. And with him soon outgrowing the rock and play, excuse me, he just woke up. It's scary because the only other place he's got is the pack and play, which is great. We can do that, or his crib, or our bed. So I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do, but we're going to try all of them. And I would really love your suggestions, your input, what worked for your family. If you want to send pictures, find my Instagram, send them on Instagram. My email is listed below. You can email them to me. And let's have a discussion about what to do with a baby who doesn't want to be in his crib. And you have to take in all factors. You have to take in that he's been in the rock and play forever, and that he's been nursed and held to go to sleep, and that he is outgrowing that rock and play and in mom and dad's bed, and that seems to be the happiest spot for him. He sleeps better in our bed than any other place. And part of us, part of me and part of Ryan feels like this is our last baby. Let's let him do what he wants. Let's let him sleep in the bed. If it's not going to hurt him, let's say yes. And I don't really feel like that's really the right thing to do. He is on a good schedule, a good nighttime routine right now. He's doing really well with it. He's on a really good morning routine. He's not up for really long, but when he is, he's happy. I know many of you see his happy pictures. I feel like he's getting plenty of sleep. He's over there talking, and you can see him moving. I feel like he's getting plenty of sleep. I just want him to sleep in a different room besides ours, and it's a process. I know that. I know there's the Ferber method, where you let him cry for 5 minutes, you go in, then you come out and you let him cry for 10 minutes, and then you go in, and then you take it to 15 minutes. You don't exceed 20, and then every 20 minutes you go in and reassure the baby. That's hard. That is really hard. It's hard for my family to hear. It's heartbreaking. It's sad, and we live in an apartment. It's not good for my neighbors, so we don't really support that method in our home. But you know, we're willing to try anything at this point, and I just wanted to have a discussion with you guys about it, see what your thoughts were, and just kind of let you know where we're at. He is sleeping really, really good. It's just a matter of where he's sleeping. Say hi. Say hi. Many of you guys see Jackson and him. I see Ryan and myself sometimes. He's got some of the funniest expressions. But like I said, he's sleeping good, you guys. He really is. He's eating well. He is growing, and he's adorable, and he's holding his head up really well. All this I will go over in his 3-month update. But he is spoiled to mommy and daddy's bed. Some of you guys suggested putting a mattress in the floor in our room when he's about 6 months old, so he learns to fall asleep but can get in mom and dad's bed if he is feeling insecure or needing to be cuddled or loved on or just scared. So we might end up trying that. It just depends, but we will share with you what works for us, and you know, more precisely what works for him. So thank you for watching. We love you guys, and we love sharing with you. And just in case you haven't caught on to this schedule, right now on Mondays I am trying to post a vlog. It can either be a week in review or a weekend vlog or just a vlog from a day. But Mondays we are vlogging. On Tuesdays we are doing cleaning and organizational type videos. Anything in that regard. Wednesdays is me in the kitchen, hauls, recipes, let's see, tricks, sponsors, sponsored videos, whatever it may be. It's kitchen. Thursdays are baby AJ, as you can tell, and Friday is my day off, but I do possible vlogs and any other videos I'm trying to squeeze in. Saturday is random, such as favorites, looking back, like reflecting videos, any other sponsored, pet care, beauty, just whatever we decide to share, if we share anything on Saturdays. And Sundays is basically desk time, so plan with me's. It could possibly be an extra day off. We can do planner reviews, we can do flip throughs of my planner, how I'm planning, what I'm using, my YouTube planner, which I'm loving right now. Just, you know, desk day. So I don't worry about what time I get the videos up. It could be 10 p.m. But I'm still striving for those days. If you're new to my channel, definitely get subscribed. And right beside the subscribe button is a little bell. And that little bell notifies you when we post new videos. So definitely click subscribe, hit the bell, and you won't miss any videos from us. Follow along on Facebook and on Instagram. Let me know what is working for you and your family in terms of baby sleep. What worked? What did you guys do? Especially if you have any similar of a situation as we do. We would love to hear from you. So thank you so much, and we will see you very, very soon. Watch your head. Say bye. Bye, YouTube. Say bye.